You mentioned your parents earlier, and when I was reading this book, I felt like they are such a big part of this book and the storytelling and the incredible experiences and memories. And one of the things you mentioned is you say that they felt that they accepted that you were different from your peers. And I was wondering, in what way? How did you know that they'd seen that and accepted that?
Well, it definitely confounded them that sometimes I was pushing back in a pretty tough way, as though, we were in some competition. They would hear from teachers, and they were very good about staying in touch with my teachers. Some teachers would say this kid should be skipped ahead 1 or 2 grades. Some teachers would say this kid should be held back. So that kind of is what, make up your mind. I had one experience where I worked on a report about the state of Delaware, and I ended up doing this 200-page report with the great wood cover. Well, the other kids turned in, 5 or 10-page reports. And it was very embarrassing that I thought, wow, did I, kind of overdo this thing? And yet, that ability to concentrate, would hold me in good stead in terms of reading long books and applying that concentration and curiosity first to cards, then to math, and then finally to software and how would software change the world. But, they never were quite sure what to do. And, sending me to a therapist actually ended up being brilliant, and sending me to a very nice private school where the classes were a bit smaller and, I always got an unfair share of attention from the teachers. We'd have like 15 people in the class, but, almost 20% of the teacher's time in terms of telling me what to read or, marking my writing up. I got an unfair share, partly because my curiosity or energy level, did mark me out in both positive and negative ways.